Hey, I'm Marcus from rockmetalbands.com. I make video reviews of popular and scarcely known bands, and today I'm gonna deliver a review of Nycticorex's debut album, Deorum Manium, Iura, Sancta Sunto. Nycticorax means the Raven's Eye, and the band comes from Modena in central North Italy. The band started in 2002 as Raven Dark, and the debut album was originally conceived in 2003, but the set of songs was recorded between 2004 and 2010. Then the compositions were kept frozen in a limbo until 2021, when the band decided to release the album on their own label and distro, Nycticorax Productions, only in 2021. As they had to wait so long for its release, they decided to deliver it in a very generous format. Actually, it's a simple CD tray package, but the booklet comprises 20 pages. The reason why there are so many pages is that it contains all of the lyrics in Modenese dialect and its translation in English side. Then there are two photos of the main members of the band. There are some drawings, some paintings, and there are also some photos of typical Emilian landscapes. By the way, the typical Emilian landscape is made of plains and high mountains on the background. All these plains are usually engulfed in fog and humidity and sometimes swamps. This is what you would call your typical black metal view. As to the artwork, we have to observe that in the front cover artwork, below the elaborate band's logo, we have as protagonist a castle in ruins. We can see the dark entrance, which is as pitch black as its windows. We see that it's surrounded by fog and poplars. Then we see grassless ground, and where the wild grass grows, we can see two crows, a white one and a black one. They are facing opposite directions, and they are perched on a yew tree. This yew tree is dead, and it's horizontal, lying on the ground. Then we can see on the left a tombstone with an inscription. This inscription is the title of the album. It is also a popular epigraph by Cicero, which was also repeated by Ugo Foscolo, a popular Italian poet. Then on the right below we see another tombstone with a two-tailed siren engraved. The back cover artwork shows the castle again, but this time it is seen from one of its sides, and we can see that there are two heavily damaged towers. Then we see a canebrake and a swamp, the two crows again, but this time we also see a magpie flying off, a cross sinking in the swamp, and the head of a statue. The statue is the one of Emperor Mark Aurelius. And then we see another tombstone which represents the son of the Alps. The juice of the album is about life and death cycles, the death of some ancient civilizations, people's remains being swallowed and then replaced by new ones thanks to the fertility of Emilia's swamps. All these ancient civilizations, including the Emilian one, have been destroyed and neglected in this postmodern phase. By the way, the front cover artwork and the back cover one are drawings by Fellets Art, Eleonora. They are made in pencil, watercolor and chalk, and the colors used are white, black and ochre. I find it interesting that the castle depicted in the artwork doesn't actually exist, but it draws inspiration from castles in ruins that are in the province of Modena in Emilia. Passing on to the lyrical content, there is ample diversity in the topics treated on this album. For instance, we start with one about Emperor Iulianus. It's about his birth, his ascent, the way he was able to give Rome luster again, his tragic death by the one he admired the most, one of his Christian officers. Then, for example, we have a lyric about Jesus entering Brussels. He's being treated like a normal person and he sees indifference around him. And the author sees vandalism, infections, overpopulation and other faults being spread everywhere. There is also the concept about nature being raped and the fact that traditions are being forgotten and swept away by massification. Then we have a lyric about Padania, the plain in the center north of Italy. It's about its beauty, its fog and its typical landscapes, all the peoples that inhabited it, the ancestors of the Emilian people that fought for its freedom. Other lyrics are about a winter night, destroying everything and preparing for the arrival of a new king, which is Sammonius, Samain, or Halloween, if you will. Then there is a composition about rebirth after death, and another is a homage to wolves. Now, moving to the recording and engineering in general, we have to say the album was recorded between 2004 and 2007 at Cosmic Howling Studios. Then it was mixed by Yannickot from Sigma Draconis, and then it was finally mastered only in 2018 by Black Calmer Skull. The quality varies from lo-fi to super lo-fi black metal. As for the musical analysis, there are some tracks I want to mention. The first is the opener Iulianus Imperator, which begins with tribal drum work. It's a fierce black metal composition with diabolical vocals that begins with mid-tempo and is enriched by doomy keyboards in the background. Later on, it also incorporates some thrash metal riffing. Those who search for ultra-lo-fi black metal, mostly fast and virulent, should pay special attention to Nanot d'Inveran, which also contains occasional epic mid-tempos. Then Sia Santa La Les di Mort is a song that utilizes an arpeggio and a few distorted guitar strokes that grow a bit more intense in time. Next, some war horns are used, as well as malevolent whispers and moans that seem to come from another dimension. At the end of this composition is the 10th, Votan L E Nosch, a piece that lasts a little more than 6 minutes. It starts in the vein of early Winterriket with the addition of thunderclaps and raindrops. It suddenly evolves into a fierce black metal number where saturated sounds take the spotlight. This album is worth a listen and even a purchase if you are fans of Bathory, Dark Throne, Graveland, Winterriket, and also the most banned band of all time, you know, the one that begins with B and ends with M. So, in conclusion, Deorum Manium Iura Sancta Sunto is delightful food for the mind. It's an easy and enjoyable listen that lives and dies by an endless parade of satisfying old-school riffing and necrofolk guitars. If you need more details about this review, you can read them in the written review on our website shown below. And I'm also curious to learn about your opinions on this video review. Until next time, see ya!